Well, good afternoon and welcome to Ed's Orchids once again. And what a change today, the sun's shining. It's not overly warm outside, around about 17 degrees or 18 maybe. But in here it's 28 with a humidity of 97%. And I don't know how it's now 97% because I switched the drip system off from the phragmipediums last night, but that's what it's telling me it is, and it's generally right. So if that's the case, then these plants should be growing like mad. Now, you've got me 5 Masdevallias in front there, so we'll just have a look at those. I haven't seen them for a bit. Let's see if they're growing and anything. This is a granulosa, and I've had this round about, a month, and there's no new growth yet. And I have all these in bark. A lot of people have been telling me that I should put them in sphagnum moss. But you know me and sphagnum moss, and I've just been looking at another video, and I just forget whose it was. But he had his in moss, and he had to sprinkle dolomite lime on the top to stop it getting too acidic. So I'll just settle for the bark. I've got them all in bark, and the ones I've had 3 or 4 months are doing very well. So that's granulosa. This is Masdevallia striatelli, or striatella, and I got this at the same time as the last one, and this isn't showing any new growth yet. So it looks like they have been reared in sphagnum moss, and they're trying to get adjusted to the bark, which they will do. Well, that's Masdevallia striatelli. This is Masdevallia pixis, which I've had these for 2 or 3 months, and these are growing very nicely. Ooh, the sun's shining now and it's getting bright. You can see the new growth coming up there. It's just finished flowering. It had 2 nice flowers on it. So that's just in bark, and that's doing very, very nicely too. Masdevallia pixis. This is the Vietchii, which is pulling up some nice new growth. There's a couple there, as you can see, and it's also putting up some nice new growth here. And it is still in flower, although the flower is crinkling a little bit. There we are. So that'll be nice when this gets an adult plant and comes up with quite a few blooms on it. They look lovely. And this is the last one of my Masdevallias, and it's an ignea. And you can see a few blemishes on old leaves there, but absolutely beautiful. It was in flower when I got this one, and it's absolutely growing like mad. Loads and loads of new growths on it. I'm getting right used to these Masdevallias now, although they are kept a little bit too warm. But what I'm going to do, I'm building a small bench to go underneath these, and when it gets too warm I'll just drop them down onto the house benches, which will be quite cool enough for them. So that's a look at the Masdevallias. Here are some small paphs, and there may be 1 or 2 phragmipediums amongst them. So these down here are the pharianums. Then we've got a mixed bag down here of what is it? Michael Kupovitz cross Rothschildianum cross anitum. There's one there. There's quite a few. There's a phragmipedium here, Humilia arias, which I'm trying to grow up. There's a Hung Sheng eagle there. There's Phragmipedium succuculi coming up very nicely with a new growth. Bit difficult to film and then turn all the labels round. This is a young Phragmipedium Cyrilla, or what they call Cyrilla alca, that's right, and that's coming up with a nice new growth there as well. That one's a Phragmipedium caudatum, and then we've got some more Paphiopedilums that are quite a bit larger, generally multiflorals as well. Angel hair and Johanna Burkhardt, things like that. Now the bottom half of this, which I've chopped off this one, is doing fine. I'll just show it you. There we are, how about that? Nice new growth coming on there. And that's a Renanthera, or as some people say, Renanthera, but to me it's a Renanthera Tom Thumb. There's a Phragmipedium Andean Fire sending up a nice new spike. Next to it is this Grande that's coming into flower. Then there's this last Varenus, which is shortly coming into spike. Another Grande. What else have we? Come along here. That's an unnamed one. Probably another Grande. Richterii. This is taking a long time to develop. And here's a Phragmipedium. I'm very pleased with this one because I got told they weren't very easy to grow. And this is, and I'll show you the label, Ruby Slippers, Caudatum crossed with Bessi. And this has got, I think it's got four growths on it now. And I got this at Melbourne last year, just with one growth on. And a new one coming up there. And I think this one around here is the original growth. So I'm looking forward to that one flowering because they're absolutely gorgeous flowers on these. Phragmipedium Ruby Slippers. Here's another very nice Paphiopedilum. It's Prince Edward of York crossed by Glaucophyllum to give you Paphiopedilum corolla ordinale. Absolutely beautiful flowers when this flowers, but it shouldn't be long before this is coming up again because it flowered a couple of times over the last 2 years, but hasn't managed it this year yet. Paphiopedilum corolla ordinale. This is one of my Orangus Mr. Cedar, growing very nicely. And coming out with a little spike there. The other Mr. Cedar's going absolutely crazy. I'll show you that one. Well, this is my other Mr. Cedar coming out with some beautiful growths there. One there, one there. One round the back there. But look at the spikes. Another little piece of wood sticking out. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 spikes on there. So if they all come to fruition and they all fall down nicely, it should be a lovely show on that one. Phragmipedium, not Phragmipedium, is it? It's an Orangus Mr. Cedar. Here's a Paphiopedilum doing very, very nicely. It's a cross between Parishii and Praestans, and it's looking very good. Long leaf span, big leaves on it, so long. 2 growths. Nothing coming up in the middle yet, but that shouldn't be long before it's showing signs of spiking. And here's another quite large Paphiopedilum multifloral. Nice long leaves on it. And this is a cross between Philippinense and Loyai, which gives, I think it's Berenice. So that's doing very nicely. A little bit young yet, I think, which we're flowering. Give it another couple of years and it should be lovely, that one. Paphiopedilum Berenice. Now here's a tiny little plant that I keep forgetting I have. And this is another Masdevallia. And if you want to ask me its name, I'd better read it because it's Gutierretzii. Gutierretzii. There we are. It's a very, very small plant, but grows warm to hot. Got nice roots on it. I don't know why, because I keep forgetting to water it, and they do like to be wet. But I'll give it another water before I hang it back up. That's a little Masdevallia. Well, I've given that a water, and by looking at the Orangus, they need watering too. And it's just RO water in there. That's all there is. So we'll give the Orangus a dunking. Just leave it in there for 5 minutes or so. We'll do the same with this no ID one. And we'll do the Orangus with all the spikes on. Well, that's about all I have for you today, so thank you very much for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers, and until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.